Alright, so real quick here, I want to go over with you the latest Monmouth poll data. Monmouth poll is a very popular poll. I usually follow this one. I've been following this one for some time now. So we're going to go over the new poll that was just released, and I'll give you the plus and the minus of where they were at from the last Monmouth poll. So there have been some interesting changes. So this is we're seeing some changes now. Okay, let's go over these. Let's start at the very top. Guess who's not number one anymore? Bernie Sanders, 20%, leads the Monmouth poll. That's a +6 from the last one. He is tied with Elizabeth Warren for 20%. Elizabeth Warren has a +5 from the last Monmouth poll. So Sanders and Warren are at the top now in the latest Monmouth poll. Coming in third, Joe Biden, 19%, -13 points. Yes, I love it. Oh my God, I've been waiting for this drop to appear somewhere, because we all know that Joe Biden is a gaffe machine. We know he's not fit to be the leading candidate for the Democratic nominee. We know he's living off of his Obama era years, and that's why he's, for the third time now, reduced his campaign presence across America, because once again he is a gaffe machine. So -13 from the last Monmouth poll is just a beautiful sight. And it's an expected sight. We just expect Joe Biden to exponentially go down in the polls. He's finally hitting that stride that I want to see. Okay, fourth, Kamala Harris, 8%. That's a neutral gain. So there's no gains there. She stays at 8% in fourth place. Fifth place is Cory Booker, 4%, +2. Okay, so that's marginal gain, but still, a plus is a plus, right? Okay, number 6, Pete Buttigieg, tied for 4%. That's -1. We see Pete on the downslide. I'm totally fine with this. I initially supported Pete when he first came out, but as the weeks went along, he just exposed himself as being a Hillary Democrat, a centrist Democrat, a fake progressive Democrat. He's currently supported by 23 billionaires in the primary, leading all other Democratic candidates. This guy is an establishment politician who plays establishment politics, and by their book and by their rules. Nobody for a second should believe that Pete Buttigieg is a progressive Democrat. There's just no way humanly possible. With 23 billionaires, you are a progressive. It's just silly. Okay, number 7, Andrew Yang, 3%. That's a +1 from the last Monmouth poll. So once again, we're seeing these incremental bumps with Andrew Yang. His stasis is about 3% in a lot of polls. I'm kind of frustrated, to be honest. I want to see Andrew Yang getting better numbers than this. I've said in previous videos, we just have to be patient. If we want to see Andrew Yang get higher up in poll data, because it's just going to be an incremental thing. And having a +1 here just reinforces this incremental way up. At least it's going forward. At least it's in the plus category. But I think a lot of us want to see him doing a lot better. But he secured the September debates. He secured the October debates. He still has room to grow. He still has room to climb up in the polls. So I guess I really just need to be patient. I guess we need to be patient if we want to see Andrew Yang higher up in these polls. Okay, number 8, Julian Castro, 2%. That's a 2% bump. That's pretty good for someone who was just zero, flatlining. So Julian making some headway here. Okay, Beto O'Rourke, 2%. That's a -1. Beto, geez, just hang it up. He's embarrassing himself, but he's like Trump in some way. Like Trump just constantly embarrasses himself, but his ego won't let him see that he's embarrassing himself, and it's just a constant double down in the wrong direction. Beto suffers from that. It's a really Trumpian thing, but we're seeing that here with Beto O'Rourke. He's a -1, 2%. Just go run for Senate. It's just, this 2% has to be like everybody from Texas, okay? He's not getting out of the woods there. Marianne Williamson, number 10, 2%. That's a +1. So from 1% to 2%. I think Marianne will be missing the debate stage for September. I don't think she made her qualifying polls. She did get her donations, though. She got her 130,000 required donors, but she did not get into a DNC qualifying poll. I don't even think she got one. So it's on to October for Marianne Williamson. So we won't see her in September. Okay, 11 here. Tulsi Gabbard, 1%. This is a neutral change. There's just no bump in there. Very disappointing. I want to see Tulsi Gabbard at the top of this list. I want to see her in the top 5, but she's really not getting poll traction. If Tulsi goes down swinging, at least she was instrumental in knocking down Kamala Harris off of her pedestal. She was like at 17% in some other polls after she went after Joe Biden in the initial primary debate stage. So at least if Tulsi bottoms out here, she took Harris down with her. That's awesome. But yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, it's not looking good for September. Even though she got 26 qualifying polls, 26 polls polling above 2%, and only 2 of them were DNC qualifying polls. Tulsi is getting legit traction, but because of DNC regulations, she's getting them in polls that aren't DNC ordained. So it really bothers me. She needs to be front and center. She needs to be in the top 3. Okay? It needs to be Bernie, Yang, and Gabbard in the top 3. That's who I want to see trend in these polls the most. But anyways, so I'll just wrap it up there. There's a whole bunch of other poll data, a lot of 1%, 0%. I'll just let you look at that. I'll leave the link down below so we can go over this together in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell, and I will meet you down in the comments.